we're bidding adieu to a week that has been nothing short of volatile, stepping into a brand new one as we're managing to hold on to the 24,000 mark for the week. In fact, we have underperformed the rest of the globe last week, but having said that, you did have the volatility index as well that ended about 7.4% lower. You did have the mutual fund inflows as well, the SIP numbers that came in that were rather encouraging, in fact surpassing that 23,000 crore mark. Just talking about the overall texture of the market and where we left off on Friday's trading day, although we may have wrapped up in the green, for the week gone by, it was a decline coming in and second straight week on the trot at that. You did have the broader end of the market as well that snapped that 2-week gaining streak, and 45 out of 50 Nifty stocks settled in higher. Nikunj, just looking at the lay of the land and what things were just last Monday, I guess there's no complaints as such?
Look, I look at market purely from the global lens now. And globally also, what was a scary Monday is now turning out to be a calm, calm start to the new week. Frankly, this market has seen 3 litmus tests. 1, election day. 2nd, budget day. And then global selling, which in a sense really transpired, global selling transpired last week. And frankly, markets have come on the right side of the trade. Both locally and globally, it clearly appears that the buy the big decline strategy, it clearly works. And the collateral damage, I mean, look at Japan. It fell, 12.5%, 13% on Monday. But for the week, it pretty much retraced everything. 2% correction after that brutal Monday, I think is par for course. Nifty 1.5% for the week gone by. That's like normal in any given week, and Nasdaq actually knocked off all the weekly losses. So that is a clear indication of where globally things stacked up. If globally things would have snowballed into a larger fall or a larger risk off moment, then the picture would have been different. So before we look at India in isolation, I think the whole undertone here is that globally looks like the storm has come and gone. The buy the bad news or buy the big decline strategy is working. What appeared like an asset across the board asset sell-off, that thankfully has not really transpired into an ugly reality.
Okay, point taken. The storm has come and gone without taking a bit of an ugly turn. But the question is whether what's happening with Hindenburg could be a storm in a teacup or not, because that has started again. Remember, over the weekend, we were just waiting with bated breath as to what the next set of allegations are going to be. And now we understand that Hindenburg has raised some questions regarding the SEBI chair, Ms. Bush, and her husband as well. Of course, lots of clarifications have come from multiple parties, but it does look like, Nikunj, that a lot of this is hearsay and coincidental in nature, not really backed by as much evidence.
Yeah, so there's no substance really to what Hindenburg in this case is really trying to establish. You're trying to connect dots where you're not able to even connect it logically, and you're not really able to connect it legally. So Anisha used the phrase storm in a teacup. I would say it's not even a storm in a teacup. This is something which is pure conjecture, which does not hold any kind of an validity. The attempt here is very simple. You're trying to malign image of an individual and the image of an regulator. So this is something which is unlikely to have any impact first on the market. B, it will not it will not hold even in the in the court per se. So this is baseless. No substance to it. If one really looks at the chronology of events here, Saturday night, Hindenburg came out with these allegations. Then came the first, response from the chairperson, Ms. Bush. Then you had Adani, which came out with again dismissing everything. IFL 360, they gave details of the fund, that the transactions were done in 2017 and 18. It may just be a coincidence, but it's nothing to do when the current chairperson that time was not even the chairperson of SEBI. And after that, there's a detailed explanation which has come from Madhuri Bush and her husband, really narrating that what their relationship, what IFL was, which year they invested, how they invested, what were the gains, and when the money was redeemed. So it's nothing to do with the Adani allegation. This is pure baseless, based on no substance, complete conjecture, and we should just dismiss it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that point by point rebuttal as well that has come in, or clarification rather, from Madhvi Buch and her husband goes to show that the sequence of events, etc., seems that all of the allegations that have made can be refuted quite easily. All right, that's the big talking point. What else are we walking into this week then? And looking at some macroeconomic data, we do have a truncated week, by the way, this week, on Thursday being a holiday. But other than that, the CPI data that is due. We also have the IIP numbers back home. It's going to be interesting to monitor, apart from, of course, everything that goes on with the stock markets globally, but the Trump-Elon Musk chat. We've also got some big earnings due, Hindalco, Hiromoto, Apollo Hospitals, and then the US jobless claims that will be kicking in, Nikunj. So those are some cues that are lined up for the week.
Yeah, you don't have anything big bumper this week. No listing, no big numbers, nothing large on the global front. So it pretty much could be more of the same, and then you've got that holiday. So it's not a week where you would see anything substantial. Last week was marred with volatility. It was marred with a new listing. It was marred with what was happening in global asset classes. And then there was the MPC policy. So this week could be a week where markets may just look to adjust. They may just look at consolidation rather than anything else. Liquidity in technicals, I think, could be at play again. And for those who wanted to buy, who've been sitting on the sidelines, who did not get a chance to buy last week, I guess that kind of inflow could start coming back. What last week selling has done is that in a sense has really shaken it has shaken, market setup for some of those over-owned stocks. And there could be some churn which is visible, for example, how certain set of PSU stocks have started out underperforming, how certain set of defensives have started outperforming, how selectively pharma now seems to be moving up. So that kind of a sectoral churn, I think, is evident, and that is something which will happen, and last week's market action just acted as a catalyst for this kind of a churn within churn.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.